Warning! This video contains adult content not suitable for children.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever. This is not Red's Basement, and this is not That 70s Show. This is the Kokomo Press, and I am Jordan Bell. Today, my co-host is Cortni Richardson.
Hello.
And we have
Graygarden.
Hey,
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm stepping all over you today. It's all right.
It's 2 seconds in, and I'm already.
It's okay. We'll get this flow. Normal co-host is not here. Not sure where he's at, but we'll figure it out. But can we have you guys all introduce yourselves?
Start over here.
Yep.
I'm Jordan Granger, the lead singer.
Jeremy Badham, guitarist.
Justin Clark, guitarist.
Ryan Powell, bass.
I'm Maddie. I play drums.
Yay.
And I
Yay!
record the album.
Yeah.
Speaking of the album,
I have to.
I heard you guys have a new one out.
It's not out yet.
Well, going to be out.
Yeah. Saturday, January 29th, physical release. January 28th, digital release.
Very, very excited. And a show coming along with that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
American Dream HiFi, January 29th. Album release. We got the marvelous Mr. Bell MCing. We got I thought that was your alter ego too. I didn't know if I was supposed to.
Oh, my bad.
Then we got Jupiter in July, and we got Patron and Jim Turnpaul doing magic. It's gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be great. Marvelous Mr. Bell thinks it's all about him, but it's all right. But exciting things. I want to talk about your guys' band. We want to talk about the music and everything else, and but first, what brought you all together? What made you all link up? You guys want to talk about that?
About 12 years ago, me and Jordan, he was in Italy at the Navy, and we started talking. Funny, like the last time we spoke, we were like getting into a fight in the high school hall or middle school hall. But anyways, we just started talking online on Yahoo Messenger. That's how long ago that was. And
Ages.
talking about music and stuff because he was wanting to get like microphones to record, and he knew that I did a little bit of that. So we started talking, and then we were like, hey, when you get back into the States, we should start a band. So we started a band. Didn't really work out. We were together for I don't even know how long, a year maybe. And then, but anyways, fast forward 10 years, and then we move in together, and I'm like, we need another band, because I was listening to the old tracks, and I was like, we should start a band, because this shit's good. And then we started a band. He's like, oh, what'd you say? Like, I know a guy that play guitar, and it was Justin. It was like, and I was like, well, I think I know a guy that might play bass, this guy, because I've been in multiple bands with him. And then, then the last member was, we needed a second guitar player, and I was like, I know a guy that for some reason we've never jammed before, but we knew each other for like 10 years, and we always seemed to work well, but for some reason it just never worked out that we jammed
Well, I moved
together.
away for a couple years.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you moved away, so that's how much we lost contact. But then I was just like, there's this guy, he plays pretty good guitar, and he's got a different style than what Justin was writing, so I thought it'd be cool if brought him in, and then that's pretty much it. We tried out a couple other people too, that just didn't really click. And then,
Justin and I had tried to be in a band together a couple times, and then we worked on some music together, and we're like, we like this, but it's just he and I, and then Maddie and B minus here were in a band together, and they were like, we should start a band, and it was like, we should start a band, and then we just like, let's all four start a band, and then we were like, we need another guitarist to complement Justin, and this guy was, we tried out another guy who was
like
great.
a Facebook,
oh yeah, I posted on Facebook, like, hey, I need a guitar.
and I just like raised my hand.
Well, it's funny because I had mentioned you to them before that, and then you commented, and I was like, it's meant to be, I guess.
And then you came in, and I wasn't even here when you tried out.
I didn't know you.
I was playing softball or something at the time, and then they were like, he's awesome. We had more than one guy come in. The other guy was cool, but he just wasn't our style. But Jeremy, they're like, he's awesome, gosh. And I was like, if you guys like him, let's bring him in here. And then I met him, and I was like, Jeremy's cool as shit.
I was so nervous.
Well, you guys had posted on Facebook looking for musicians to do the band, and I sent you a message, and you're like, oh no, you're already in.
You're already in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because me and Jordan talked about it, and he was like, no, yeah, I'll call Justin. And like literally within a week, we had us four jamming, and we like wrote a song.
We wrote a song.
Well, us three wrote High Five.
Yeah.
Over here in this little corner.
In
with
the corner,
electronic drums.
on the electronic drum.
And then then the next week Ryan showed up, and then it just went crazy from there. And then we ended up writing over quarantine, like we wrote an entire album's worth of material. So
Yeah.
and recorded.
Too much, more than what we could fit on the album.
Yeah.
We didn't have time
Yeah.
to fit it all. Yeah.
So I've listened to your music. I think Spring '06 is probably my jam. But like, what do you guys think is your style? Like your sound, your style, and also like, what helped bring that together for the five of you guys?
That is a loaded question.
That is a good question.
I would say that like we don't want to be just in one kind of pocket. Like we kind of try to do a little bit of everything, and we just don't want to be shoe-in in one like little area.
Yeah, when we describe it to people, I will when I talk to people that I know don't listen to like heavier music, I say, yeah, we're like a pop punk band. But when I talk to people that know music, I just say we're post-hardcore, because post-hardcore is kind of where we all kind of fit in that pocket a little bit. We've all played in bands like that before we were together, even, or at least listen to that style of music.
To be clear, I'm the genre Nazi. Mid to like early noughties post-hardcore. Not like nowadays post-hardcore is like metalcore.
Yeah.
And it's like way heavier. So like if you think just because we call it post-hardcore, we're talking about like old early 2000s, like, you know, like kind of like, you know, Thrice. At the drive-in, styles like that is really kind of where we sit more. Senses Fail, stuff like that. Back then that was called post-hardcore. Nowadays it's like way freaking heavier. And so, just to be clear, if there's any genre Nazis listening, because that's totally me. So.
Yeah,
really
but Spring
like
06
different genres on this one album.
Yeah, there's lots of different
Spring
styles
06
too.
is very nice.
We blend a lot of styles. So sorry, I didn't mean to step on toes there.
Oh no, you're good. I like it. I mean, as the genre Nazi,
Yeah,
he knows. He's the music Nazi in general. He knows all the keys. He's like, so I was messing around with something and I found that it was in this key the whole song. And Jordan, you singing Dorian, and then no, Dorian's not the one. What I always sing.
You like Mixolydian. You like Mixolydian.
I didn't know that about myself. I love when I find out, like I just sing, and then I love when I find out things about myself I didn't know musically, because he knows all the stuff.
Also,
so it's kind of cool.
Just to play into my role, it's a mode of a key. So
Quick.
so yeah, fifth mode of the major scale.
But
so.
I mean, like one of us will have like an idea, and then we kind of just pass it around the room, and if it gets too far into kind of one thing or one genre, we kind of try to bounce it back into something else.
Yeah.
Like,
So when you're writing your songs, do you guys all write them together, or do one of you write them? Like, what do you guys do individually for the band?
Well, it's actually cool, a really cool way we do it. A lot of times, like obviously when it comes to like the structures and stuff, Justin and Jeremy come up with most of like the strong like the chords and like different riffs and stuff, and they'll bring it to the band. And then most of when I say bring it to the band, they bring it to Maddie, and then Maddie goes, well, what if we do this? Because although Maddie records us and plays drums, we all know that Maddie also does vocals on the album and live, and Maddie also on the album you'll hear some random guitar tracks that Maddie threw in there. But we're all cool with it, because it's like with us, we want to embed the strengths of the band, and if it makes it sound good, that's what matters.
So Matt is the band?
Yeah.
No, if I was the band, I'd never get anything done. Like, I barely got this album done. Just because it was only because I had a deadline. I literally finished mixing last week. So
Yeah.
I just don't think we want our music to fall into like other areas where it's like, oh, well, it sounds just like another band. Or,
Yeah.
Well, and that's the cool thing about the way we write, because Justin and Jeremy both write completely different styles as far as guitar playing. Like a lot of times Justin, like he had some riffs that he's been working on the last couple of years, and they're more like pop punky and kind of like more like energetic. And then Jeremy comes in, he's like, I want to play Doom, and like, but then we meet in the middle. Like they'll bring it together, and then like sometimes, and then I'll be like, wait a minute, that thing that Justin wrote works with the thing Jeremy wrote, and figure out a way to transition between the two. And that's really how the sound comes about. And the whole album is kind of like, it jumps around a lot, but it's I think it's a cool blend of
Well, it
different
kind of
styles.
fits the theme of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the band's a car, Maddie's the roadmap, and we've got multiple drivers, multiple backseat drivers, and then I just make the car look good.
It's like one of those
clean.
Well, that's what Ryan
student
does too.
driver cars
Yeah,
with
that's
the
He
two
writes the
wheels.
bass lines that complement everything. That really,
Yeah.
a lot of those songs, I'm listening to them, and like when I'm mixing, and if it doesn't have the bass, I'm like, something's just like, it doesn't sound like the same song.
Yeah.
And then you hear the bass in there, it's like, oh shit, that bass is harmonizing with this guitar and whatever else.
The bass can make the
It
song.
just it adds
Yeah,
that
it's funny.
glue.
They'll try to show me a riff, and like, Matt will be like, "Don't show him anything. He's
Yeah.
gonna come up with his own shit."
Yeah,
You know,
that's how. Yeah, we've been in many bands, and that's what he does. Like he'll always come up with something more interesting if he doesn't know what they're playing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super cool because then he'll be like, "Oh, this is," and I'm like, I would have never thought to do that because it sounds so cool together, even though he's not following the guitar. But it's it's pretty cool.
That's one of the best
Another
parts about
dimension.
recording too, is that we'll go into a recording and Ryan will be like, all right, okay, what am I doing here? And then he'll sit here and he'll mess around, and then him and Matt will be like, oh, that's cool, and then they'll put it on there, and it's something maybe we never did in practice, but then that ends
completely
up being the
change
bass
it.
line.
Right.
It's almost like Ryan writes when we record, which is really cool. I really love it. I love this stuff because it gives us a good flavor, and he actually carves out his own place in the song by doing
It's
that.
just finding those pieces. Like we'll start with a piece and just build on top of it.
And lyrically, I write all the lyrics because I'm stuck on myself. But Jeremy and the guys will come and they'll give me ideas. Like Jeremy, basically, he had the entire idea for Svengali and then the idea of France, and then he'll randomly just send me like, hey, liminal spaces, think about it. Fugue state, think about it. All right, and come back to me. And I love it because he's just ideas guy.
He's the idea guy, yeah, for sure. He's got ideas nonstop.
Sometimes they don't stick, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
It's so weird because with the Kokomo Press as a collective, I think that Jeremy and I sound like very similar in certain ways.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, you said that you make the band look good, you know, on this podcast. I make this podcast.
Excuse
look
me.
good. But today we have Cortni.
You're lucky
You don't make
that
it
Jordan's
sound
not here because
You
Yeah.
don't make it sound good because you keep moving the mic.
The
over
only
here.
way.
It'd be all right.
As a guy who's in a ring with a mic, you would think you would know where it goes.
You're awfully cocky for somebody who's not on a podcast.
Listen, I don't know anything.
You
about
remind me of somebody. But, yeah.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, for your consideration, what was the concept of everything that you put together with this album?
Yeah. You want to take this or?
That
I
was
kind of think of it as almost like you're clicking through like an old radio, and different frequencies, different channels are bringing in different genres, different styles, and it's just kind of a journey you go through.
So each song is like essentially like a different genre.
Yeah, but with
Esque.
underlying pieces that connect together with each other.
Yeah. So it's a weird thing. So I guess we didn't talk about this, but the name Graygarden actually comes from the video game Fallout.
Yes.
And it was a settlement completely run by robots. Actually, I talked about this last time I was on here, but so it's completely run by robots. The thing is, in Fallout, it was like there was a nuclear. For those that don't know, there was a nuclear, basically a nuclear holocaust, and the whole world was stuck in this like 50s aesthetic, and then everything like got destroyed. And so we kind of took that like 50s aesthetic kind of thing, and I've got a War of the Worlds poster hanging out over here. And as we were first writing everything, we were like, you know, let's do like an underlying thing of like aliens and like War of the Worlds and like kind of that 40s and 50s timey Area 51, you know, Roswell kind of stuff.
Dig it.
And then we just took like weird transitions in between, and we thought it'd be cool, like what he said. It's like switching between different radio stations because every song kind of has its own sound. I mean, obviously you've got Jordan. I think probably the most constant is probably Jordan's vocals and probably Ryan's bass. Everything else is kind of like moving on top of it. So like that stuff kind of is a through line, and then we use like these weird radio transitions, and it's kind of a we wanted to make a concept album without making a real concept album. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting writing songs because like we'll come up with different ideas and the coolest part about it is the freedom to actually like write. Like they'll come up with something, send it to me. Like I literally have I don't know how many riffs from this guy and this guy. They'll send me stuff and be like, what about this? And then I'll go to write to it. And the coolest thing about the album was when we went to put it all together, we made a through line, like you said, of like this radio broadcast frequency where it's like you're going in and out of different genres, different feelings, different thought processes. So you have a song that kind of hits everything. So I think the hope in the end is that everybody hears a song, they're like, oh, I like that one at least. I mean, I like this one, but I like this one. But I think, you know, a lot of people are going to like the whole product. I mean, it starts with a really cool, like, ode. It starts off with a really cool ode to his dog who passed away recently, a long dog. How long have you had that dog? 12 years. And he wrote a little piece. It's really pretty, and then the whole album starts, and it's the first thing you hear is a joke. so it's like it's great. Like it's got this somber feel to it, and then like you almost snap into like this feeling of like, okay, we're gonna goof off now. Yeah.
Do each of you have like a song that resonates with you the most, or a favorite song?
Oh, that's a loaded one too.
Yeah.
Every time we write one, I'm like, this is my new favorite.
Yeah, or every time we finish the recording on one. That's really crazy.
yeah.
There'll be songs that like I like, but I'm not like in love with, and then Maddie will finish the record. Like Bad News Bear is a song that I think of like on the album. Like when we do it live, I like it. It's fun. It's a lot of energy, but there's not so much. But on the album, that song just kills because it's so good. The mixing was done really well. You hear everything really well, and I just feel like it came together cohesively. But as a band,
I think France for me.
France is a really cool one.
Svengali.
Yeah, Svengali
Yeah.
for sure.
Every time I hear Svengali, I'm like, man, that's the one. It just hits
Yeah.
different.
That's
we're
the
gonna be
single.
we're gonna be shooting a music video.
I think
for
that's
that
the
soon.
quickest one we had to put together too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that came
process, that came
quick.
together.
Well, kind of. Justin had the bridge part for the longest time, and we didn't know what to do with it. And it's like this really waltzy kind of thing. And then we wrote around. You had another riff too, the intro riff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that you had ever intended to put those two in the same song.
It just
it was just a weird thing
happened.
that all just came together, and we're just like, yeah, that's really cool, because it's a really abrupt change in like time signature, and like it just feels. It's hard to explain. You'll hear
it's
it.
really fun to
You
play.
might hear it a little bit later.
And it's
but-
got like it's one of the things about it is that waltzy feel feels very like trancey. And to me, when like Jeremy came to us with this idea of a Svengali hold, which the name of the song's called Svengali, and it's like a psychological. It's based off like a book, and then became a movie, and then it became like a psychological thing that they actually coined, where it's like something you can't be creative without something driving you. Like you almost make somebody feel like you can't succeed without them. That's the feeling of it, and it worked perfectly. Ideas with this song, and I sat down to write it, and it felt like it wrote itself because the feel of the song plus the format and the idea that he came up with, it all like clicked really well, and it's recording the song was so much fun because it's a good song. I honestly think it's a really good song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned France. I actually got an advance week of France.
Yeah.
We got to hear it. Not gonna tell who did it, but but I think I'm really excited to hear you guys play that live. January 29th, American Dream HiFi. My alter ego will be hosting that. These guys. So.
And I think that's why I picked that one, just because the live energy we have with it,
Yeah.
it's on its own level.
Well, but I think that like what I got from it when I heard it is that like there's just like a lot of pain and a lot of just like tiredness and over shit.
Yeah.
I felt like I felt that throughout the song. So like I don't know, that was
you could
your
feel
full
it in the
intention,
music,
but
yeah. It fits the lyrical content because you can hear it, you can feel it in the music,
Yeah.
and that's what's really cool about it. Because it has this, not to get too nerdy and technical, but like the verse part is in like a it's like a 7/8 feel, which is like an odd time, so it's like feels like it's skipping, but then it breaks. The second part of the verse goes into like 4/4, which is what most people are familiar with. So like the way it does that is just like. It's like builds this crazy tension, and you can really feel it. And then when the tension breaks, you can really feel the groove, you know. And it's just like, and it matches the lyrics perfectly, you know. Because for those, like we talked about this on the last podcast, but the original idea was about like the French Revolution, and we basically like Jordan drew like parallels to that, and then like the Minneapolis stuff that happened last year, and it's just a really cool. I don't know. Musically, it fits really well with the lyrics, and I think that's ultimately like what you try to do when you write a song. You know, you want the music to speak as much as the lyrics. If that makes sense.
It was actually weird because I wrote it sitting right here, literally sitting right here. I came down here when me and Maddie lived together, and we had the concept of France, which is what he came. He was like, we should just name it about French Revolution. It's another one of Jeremy's ideas. And then I came down here and I went to write a song about the French Revolution, and all I could think about were the protests downtown, and all I could think about were all the people kind of sick and fed up with it. And either side that you're on, like it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you're sick of something, and that's really what it comes down to, is being sick of dealing with some, you know, political bullshit or government bullshit or whatever it is.
Genuinely should not have to deal with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's that kind of concept. So when I came down here and wrote it, like I wanted it. The song builds. It starts and then it builds, and I was like, I want this to build into something where it actually at the end of it you feel the energy. And we already had the idea of like, let's do that, and structure wise. And then when I went to write it, like it's another one very similar to Svengali, where I just sat down here and I think in a half an hour, 45 minutes, I wrote all the lyrics to it, and I was like, this is crazy, and I got like chills thinking about it, because I'm like, this is going to be. And then when we would do the song, even just down here practicing, I would get chills in my spine, because it felt like the 7/8, like you said, it's like a fractured feeling, and then it course corrects, and then you hit the chorus, and it just builds into this crazy thing. And I think France in and of itself is just, it feels like a powerful song to me.
I really can't take you seriously with those glasses.
My favorite verse you've ever wrote is at the bridge part of France.
The end bridge, yeah. I do like that. It's like a I know Jeremy likes it, but Justin loves it too, because every
I'm
time
always
we do it,
singing
he
it with
sings
you.
it with me, and I love it because it's like you can tell.
It
you
just hits
feel
home. It just it hits.
Yeah. You'll have to check it out on the album. I'm not going to give you too much of the lyrical stuff, but when it's on the album, you'll kind of feel it. And I know you've kind of heard it already.
Yeah, I think
Somebody
people
gave it
like
to you.
somebody. This guy I know that I might make co-host.
Did you download it on Napster or Kazaa? Which one was it?
LimeWire.
You gave your computer aids for that song.
Yes.
Yeah, worth it.
I pay for the subscription, so it's fine.
Yeah. That's funny. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The biggest faux pas of all time.
Yeah.
I can't wait till that other guy finds
Okay, I
out.
think mine's
I
ringing
mean-
over there.
When my co-host sees this, he's gonna be shitty. He's gonna
I am your co-host. You have a co-host.
Sorry, I have
The other one doesn't count. He didn't show up.
It's just gonna be me. and
You have a
Michelle.
better co-host now.
Yeah. We'll rebrand us. We will just be the Fresh Press now.
Yes,
There you go.
No more Kokomo.
because we are better than him.
That opens up anyway, then you can go other places.
Exactly. Well, we are. We're going vast other places, but
Yeah.
Imagine the freedom we would have without him.
no, we need him.
Yeah, I've heard some things. I don't know.
You know, they be talking in the streets.
We could post so. You would be able to
not
post
very
so
quiet,
much
I'm
more
guessing.
stuff.
Hey, this is gonna go online, right?
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys might want to.
Nah, he'll hear it. It's fine.
Yeah. It's,
Check, please. We need mimosas.
I had those this morning.
I know. I saw your picture.
I got day drunk. It was awesome.
He's like, I can't find the house. I'm fucking drunk. Where's the house? He's like, I'm not high. No, he's drunk and high. Yeah.
No. I'm sober. I swear to God, I did not drive anywhere inebriated.
He's in a minivan, so it doesn't count as driving.
You can get away with a lot of shit in a minivan.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I was my ex-girlfriend had a minivan, and I was going like 90 and a 55 one time coming home from a show, and I went right by a state cop and like didn't pull me over. I was like, oh,
That's just a mom.
She's like the soccer practice, dude. Yeah, it was crazy. I was
There must
like,
be an emergency with some kids.
Yeah, and I was a little not sober after the show.
put a
I don't
baby on
drink,
horse
but
sticker,
I was
invisible.
other, so I started freaking out. I was like all paranoid, and then he didn't flip around. And I was like, oh, thank
Maddie's
you,
just a
thank
single
you,
mom
Honda
trying to get
Odyssey.
home.
He had too many mimosas at
Yeah.
brunch.
Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend was passed out in the passenger seat, and I had the whole minivan was full of gear. So like it was, I think I'm coming home from Fort Wayne.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking, but
Don't smoke and drive.
I totally get it. I made
I
my
was doing that.
vehicle choice strategic because I already have a history of getting pulled over in the police. So try to minimalize that.
I feel
Is
like
that
we're
what you got
criminalizing
That's
ourselves.
why I got a minimum.
that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you used to have a really cool bumper sticker on there?
Yeah, some bitch ass motherfucker stole it.
Didn't happen twice.
Twice. Same fucking bumper sticker.
What did it say?
Twice. It was probably the same person, Poe.
What did it say?
It said condoms prevent minivans. Now I have a trans cat, and it stayed on for a while. I appreciate that.
It's less hate about that than condoms.
They just hate
Catholic
condoms.
neighborhood. I don't care. Fuck this guy
They
talking
didn't
about
hate it,
condoms.
they wanted it for their minivan.
Prophylactics. Fuck your
that's really funny.
prophylactics.
Yeah, they put on their minivans.
Nobody uses contraception.
Nobody. So, we have something special that you guys want to debut and show people, right?
It's an unboxing. We hear those are really popular on the internet. Unboxings.
Yeah, I think the internet likes that. It's all about satisfying flavors. So,
I'm the host now.
Excuse me.
So-
Who wants it?
New York.
Who wants it?
Put it in the middle. Give it to Ryan. He's got it.
there we go.
And that's how the cookie crumbles.
Give me my microphone back.
Damn it.
Have you guys? So you guys have not seen your physical copies?
Some of us haven't.
Okay.
Some of us haven't.
So this would be a very
Okay,
good
I did the
surprise for you.
artwork and I did all this. I had to make sure that it was in a lineup before we debuted it.
I mean, yeah, you
I've
have an
seen it.
idea what it's
Listen,
supposed to look like, but you ain't
customer-
touched it.
they were
yet,
supposed
right?
to see it, but it didn't
Consumer
go
control
through.
had to look at it. Other than them, nobody else.
I got you. I
Consumer
got you.
control.
I
We
got
have
you.
these 2 giant boxes though, so like, come to American HiFi on the 29th and buy one. Support your local.
My
Support
one whole
musicians.
giant box.
Support local artists.
Yes.
of all sorts.
You're not gonna be able to see these on there, but
You want me to take it over there?
you might. I don't know.
Jordan can.
You can open it if you want.
Did
Cellophane
you
wrap.
check these?
Let me see one of these.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can open it and show
Open
the disc
it.
if you want.
Turn it around.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's unboxing this for us too because we haven't seen it yet.
I swear I sent it. It's the group chat's all weird. Do you want to open one?
No, I saw.
Here, give me one to open. Hold that again.
Let me get one. There we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Plastics are so hard to open all the time.
Yeah.
If this was
official.
the '90s, I'd be so excited for the CD.
I'm old school. I love CDs. I don't
The
even
good
care.
news
I
is,
opened
the
it,
good
do I
news
get
is
to
on the
eat it?
28th we are releasing digitally. So the day before the show, I didn't even know you put that bird up there. That's pretty sweet. It's a good touch.
Thankfully, because in my
Here, you
minivan,
wanna?
I do have a CD player, but I'm pretty sure there's a
I don't-
VeggieTales CD stuck in it. So. And it's been there since I bought it. So
Check it out.
can't wait for the digital.
Check it out. Oh, that's cool. It's literally not it's really going to be the most blurry picture ever. People are going to be like, I'm not watching this anymore.
I'm sorry. I just had to have my ass in it.
You guys know I can always cut to this as well. So.
Guys, I'm kind of
Oh, yeah.
excited
I
about
mean,
the
whoever
magician.
does the editing. I don't know who it is.
The magician. I'm
The
excited
guy,
about
the
the
guy
magician.
that does
Oh,
the
yeah.
editing.
That's
Jim
gonna be great.
Turnpal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think that there had to be a better musician name available than Jim Turnpal, but at the same time, I'm excited to see Magic.
Yeah. I just want to see magic. Like it's
Jimmy
super cool.
Blaze,
I love magic.
trademark.
Are you guys excited about your live show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a couple places, but this is our first Kokomo show.
It is.
Yeah, we
Debut in
played.
Kokomo, and we're debuting a CD, and
Big
Shout,
things.
shout out to Corey Kokowski, by the way.
Yes.
He doesn't get as much. He kind of put this whole thing together with American Dream HiFi
Yeah,
for his he threw his own birthday bash with us, which is awesome because he's like, listen, I want to do something cool. I want to have as many people as possible. I want to have as much going on as possible. It's like I'm going to bring wrestlers. I'm going to throw a magician. I'm going to get bands. I'm going to get a rapper. I'm going to get. And then he's going to tie it all in a bow with the people from Ship Happens, who are they train people in the proper use of Narcan and help them get Narcan. So, a lot of people overdose on fentanyl, and they were never trying to take fentanyl. I actually just heard of a person recently that was smoking a little bit of the devil's lettuce and actually had an overdose on fentanyl.
Actually, I heard that.
Yeah.
You would be a really good co-host, by the way. Just
Listen,
just throwing that out
I'm
there.
available.
If
Just send me.
I don't know. I like Matt better.
Yeah.
We did 2 separate podcasts. I mean,
we already
you did a
talked
great
about
job.
we're going to have a wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
I have my wrestling shirt on again just because I wanted to put it in your mind that we're going to do the wrestling podcast.
Yeah, we gotta make some fire eats next. Sorry, I was talking to Brian. He's the brains behind it.
But yeah, Corey Kokowski's the man. He puts on Harvest Fest every year. If you guys don't know, it's fun. It's pretty awesome. After party at my house after that. If you know, you know.
Hey.
Now everybody knows.
Yeah, I don't know where my house is though.
Oh, okay.
Jordan doesn't even know your house is.
So, I know he can find it. But we're gonna have an after party here. So
Sometimes I'll be forgetting stuff.
I haven't been invited to the after party yet.
we just decided it 2 hours ago. So
Yeah.
because Corey wanted to do it at his place, but I was like,
And
he's
now
got a
you're
cool
listening
place,
to
but I'm like,
your
it's way closer
advice.
to come here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And his
that's
area is usually outside too. So
yeah, and it's snowy and
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, let's just come over here. We'll play some pong and hang out. And
can we have karaoke night again?
can.
Jordan's
Jordan's not gonna want to sing after.
I'm not
the play.
singing after that.
It's okay. I carry us all anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I got a lot of compliments about Maddie the last time we did a karaoke party doing DMX. a bunch of people are like, Maddie's killing that
I blow my
DMX.
voice every time. That's got to be the last one.
Yeah.
It's got to be the finale because otherwise I can't sing afterward. Remember that one night I did that and then we tried to do Bohemian Rhapsody afterward.
No.
I couldn't do shit.
Bro, I can barely do Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's hard anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Other than that time we did it at the Highmark and we got a standing ovation.
Oh, that was pretty lit.
We closed the whole bar at like 3 a.m. We did Bohemian Rhapsody.
We were the last song. They skipped a bunch of people that were supposed to be before. They're like, we're gonna have these guys do the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, it was I never had a standing ovation for karaoke.
And then everybody lined up and just sucked our dicks. It was awesome, dude.
There's
Sounds like a time.
It was like
Sounds
so
like
many.
a
So
No
many.
cocaine.
So you and
So you was artistic because you guys closed it down and you were the only one left.
We don't kink
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah,
I heard you guys don't kink shame on this podcast.
We don't
Yeah,
kink
we
shame.
don't. We don't.
No kink shame.
We were just trying to explain it.
Yeah.
We were docking.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
We
I'm
just want to make
circumcised,
sure
though,
people are
right?
kink accurate.
I'm circused too, but you know, we'll just get some gum. Glob it.
Yeah. Like a Chinese finger trap kind of thing? Yeah. Just get stuck in.
This is the Kokomo Press podcast. And you're right.
This podcast is brought to you by Docking.
We can't have you on here without you talking about your dick at least once.
Oh, of course. I mean, we are Graygarden.
Yeah.
We are gay Hartman.
Gay hard men.
We're just gonna get to all the jokes before you do. If we do that, it's like a self-deflection.
Yeah, because I know Jesse's probably he's got all kinds of names. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
He
Jesse
always,
can't wait.
he always has a name for every band. Every local band, he's got a.
What was his band's name though?
Oh, his current one, Cunt Hair.
It's Kunthar.
Kunthar. Actually,
I'm just saying.
They changed it now. It's Resin now with a Z. I'm like, all right, that's kind of.
No more Kunthar. I like.
They changed the name because, like, yeah.
It's hard to get booked at a bar when they're like, tonight we have.
It looks like Cunt Hair.
Cunt Hair. Like, it's actually Kunthar.
He had Casey Morgan come out and try out for vocals.
Oh shit.
Casey said he had a really good time with them.
Jesse was like, man, he's way better than the other guy. He could do gutturals now. Like he couldn't. Like I'm like, oh shit. So like we might see Casey and Jesse in the band. That's kind of trippy.
That's interesting.
Casey said he had a really good time out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in a band with, like that's the thing is
You guys have all been other bands.
Yeah.
Me and Ryan have been in like 7 bands
Yeah.
together. This is the first one we've ever put out a full length album though. We've done EPs and stuff, but we've never done a full length over the. We met in 2008. So what is that? Freaking 13 years, 14 years.
Yeah, because every time we get to this point,
Crazy.
somebody decides they don't want to do it anymore.
The last two bands we were in, one person in the band like decided they just wanted to quit. Right as we were recording the album. Yeah, it was like right as we were recording the album, they just quit, and it was just.
Yeah.
Shit gets real.
Who was recording those albums? Who was it? Maybe it's the engineers.
Maddie was.
I wasn't as perfectionist then as I am now.
I know.
But it just took us a while.
Dealing with him.
Yeah, we can handle it a little more. It's funny how many times Maddie will say something and like 5 minutes go by, like, guys, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm so sorry for saying like that. I didn't even think I was saying it. It's so funny because but that's what we like about it. I'd rather him be direct and then be like, and then apologize afterwards than like not say what he wants and then we're like,
oh yeah, if I got something on my mind, I'm kind of the asshole of the band. I have to be. It's like I've just been doing it for a very long time. So.
I'm glad you're self-aware of your assholeness.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% so.
But that role is
I am a pretentious snob, but at least I'm aware of it.
Yeah. If I didn't have Maddie, this would have sounded a lot weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I was there too to be like, hey, bro, I don't know about
I want
that.
to take a vacuum and I want to record coins.
He's like, oh,
I think he actually wanted to say that. That was a real idea. He wanted to put coins in the vacuum.
He's like, look, guys, listen,
in
hear me
reverse.
out.
Play it in reverse.
Play the entire album.
Anti-art. That's the title of the album.
That's an inside joke.
Anytime Jordan didn't like a riff, I'm like, but what if we do it in reverse?
What if we do it?
Let's just play it backwards and it's
Just
cool.
play it backwards.
I almost farted into a mic and was like, play that shit in reverse for you guys.
And you fart around the snare drum.
We'd use it.
Yeah, he'd be like, actually, the funny thing is,
We'd use that as a kick.
yeah.
See, this is why Jeremy needs rain
Always
dead.
thinking. I like it. I like
Always
it.
thinking.
See, not everything sticks to the wall.
Yeah, it works. I'd rather have outlandish ideas than no ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's literally the greatest thing I've heard. Yeah.
Sometimes shit
Crazy
needs a little dirt on it to stick. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, spit on it.
Yes.
We're a dirty band. We do. I mean, he didn't put one on here, but there probably should be like a
An exclaimer?
yeah.
I don't think it qualifies.
No, fuck that.
Well, I thought about
There's
it.
cuss words.
Well, yeah, there's like 3.
3, is that enough?
I think there's 3 F words, which are I think the limit is 3.
Okay.
I actually looked it up because I was like, should we put it? Even though obviously it doesn't matter for us, but I was like, do we need one?
Well, songs have the
There's
high five.
I can't remember. I counted it at one point, and I'm pretty sure there's 3.
I said this to my pastor.
High Five has one. Maybe there's only 2.
Spring.
Spring's the other one. And
Soundtrack to a summer thrills, getting lost in bottles of pills, and I quit as fuck.
I think there's one more.
okay,
I thought there was
okay.
3.
There probably is.
I can't remember, but I remember.
There's not too many.
What's funny is when I was doing the artwork, I did look it up, and I was like, okay, you can have 3 F words without needing a parental
So it's like
advisory.
PG-13 rating. Like it's good for the whole family still.
Yeah. Or if you
Those can only have 1 F word though.
Yeah.
Although Cobra Kai had 2 this season, which was crazy.
Holy
but
shit!
I know, right?
What the fuck?
That's
All
my-
right.
You've already maxed us out for this episode.
Oh no, this is. I'm pretty sure these are good.
Oh yeah, we talked
We're
about
getting charged
docking.
now.
You two don't.
Actually, this is America.
Yeah.
The limit does not exist.
I didn't need to go through all that work, but that's just what I do.
Yeah. Now, I mean, it would have ruined, I think, the artwork too, which we did commission somebody. You want to talk about that? Because that's
Yeah, her name's Julia. I got her on Fiverr.
yeah. We
She lives in
commissioned
Greece.
somebody
She did
on
the
Fiverr.
artwork, and then within like 6 days, she did this. Like I gave her the basic idea, and I told her, like kind of Salvador Dali-esque, kind of surrealist. 6 days, she came up with that. It's insane.
It does look crazy.
I thought
It's so
you did
cool.
it.
No, I'm
Jordan
not
made
that
fun
good.
of me.
We had some.
I'm not that
I was
good.
like, it was his idea, so you're kind of right, but
Well,
he didn't draw.
it was me and Jeremy both kind of had the idea, but it was
Listen,
his
Jeremy's
idea.
not allowed to have ideas.
His idea was with the phonograph thing, But he wanted to do like a.
I think you should let Jeremy
what's
have
it?
all the
Anaglyph?
ideas.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, anaglyph.
He wanted to do an anaglyphic kind of thing where it looks like it's like 3D. So he wanted like a phonograph and a flower like overlapping, and we tried to do that, and it just
That was my idea.
there was another part of it.
Okay. In the room.
Was it your idea?
Was it yours?
It doesn't matter.
Well, okay, we all came up with the idea.
No, when we were in the room, we were all talking about what we'd want. That's one of the things I was like, what if we did a phonograph but with the flower instead of, because we had talked about doing that, and then Jeremy came up with a concept that was really cool, but it looked like another band's concept. So we had to go with a whole different thing.
Well, his idea was the anaglyph of the phonograph and the
Yes.
flower on top of each other.
Yeah.
But then I think we simplified and went back to the idea when I told the artist, I said, well, what if you do like a hummingbird, because that was kind of our thing, but with a phonograph, but instead of the horn, it's a flower. And then I said, do whatever else you want with it, make it look surreal, and she came up with the rest of it. So it's pretty cool. And then I did the back art and the disc art and all that stuff. So
I like it. There was definitely a lot of thought put into it, and a lot of visual thought put into
yeah,
it. So
it's super cool.
yes.
We didn't want it to look like
Shout out
every other
Mike.
album. That was the thing. Like we didn't want to look. We wanted to look different because like one of the things that we
I just
talked
like the
about.
fact that you guys like put out CDs.
Oh, yeah.
Not to step on you, but
Yeah.
like I like the fact that you put out CDs because no one does that anymore. I don't know. I don't have anything to play play a CD in. Other than my PlayStation now.
It's
But
cool to collect.
It's good to have that physical shit.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Which-
you can collect it and like
Something
and
tangible.
It'll actually be available on vinyl as well.
Yeah.
Really?
It'll be a premium price.
Which that's gonna look awesome. On a
Yeah.
But yeah, it will be available on vinyl. Details to come. So
And we actually are going to release it on 8-track and
cassette.
I need a cassette.
Laserdisc.
Yeah.
Laserdisc.
Yeah, Automate did cassette.
We're commissioning an entire
That
orchestra
would
from
be
like
cool.
the 1600s to do it as well. It's the whole album.
What format did the Zoom use?
Yo,
Yeah,
can
that's-
you put it on one of them PSP joints?
Oh, yeah, we'll put it on there.
Oh, yeah, the little bitty ones.
UMDs. Like,
We actually have a click hit. You remember those? Little
Yeah. I still have one.
Of course you do.
She's like, I still have a click hit.
We
I
need to
do.
that.
I really like the physical aspect of it.
Yes.
Something about getting a box of like cellophane wrapped CDs with barcodes on the back, because those we can actually put it into like the record store if they want to supply them for us. It's got a barcode. It's just something about that. It's like I don't know. Takes me back to my youth. Going down to
And there's still a lot of people
Sam
that
Goody.
buy it.
Yeah,
Disc
absolutely,
replay.
absolutely. I mean, I joke and kid about CDs, but I'm just an asshole. But
It's the only reason we agreed to do this.
yeah, but truly, like I just love the physical aspect of having something, especially in an age where we are trying to get rid of things more
Yeah.
and more, and not hold on to things. So
I hold on to everything. So.
Yeah.
yeah, we're all
Thanks for
hoarders.
contributing to our hoarding problems.
I'm a collector, not a hoarder.
I'm a collector, not a hoarder. What's
Me
over there?
too.
Dust. It's collecting.
Okay, the dust is hoarding. I want dust.
I'm hoarding dust.
In boxes.
I've got a lot of crap.
You know.
But I use it.
I like it. So, this is a little bit different episode for us for the Kokomo Press. Normally we just have guests and we talk about, or we just have one guest and we talk about random stuff in Kokomo, things like that. But like, I want to do something a little bit different, I think. I want to really quick.
We didn't discuss this.
I don't care. So, what's your weirdest Kokomo experience? We'll start with you because you've been the quietest.
Oh, okay.
Justin
got
Clark,
some.
everybody.
He's got some, yeah.
Oh, he's got a lot of weird experiences. I've heard lots of stories.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of what the weirdest would be.
Yeah.
This is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird being in the basement and shooting a podcast.
Shoot, I'll go.
Good.
There you go.
Kokomo Hum.
Yeah. I love it.
What is it?
The Kokomo Hum.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, I
I've heard it a couple times, but
Yeah.
it's weird. It
So-
just kind of feels like it needs to
Do you guys remember like the giant boom that
Yes.
shook
Yeah.
the whole?
I was getting that was going to be my answer.
I was like, that was probably. I thought it was an earthquake.
Yeah.
You can check it out on
that-
the episode of UFO Hunters.
Yeah. Season
Yeah,
2,
they
episode
sent
3.
people
Yeah.
here to try to investigate it, but yeah, I was on
That wasn't an earthquake?
Bell Street
Yeah.
when it happened.
They said it was
And
a sonic boom, but it was not sonic.
No, there's no way.
I've heard of sonic
It
boom.
It made everybody
shook the windows for
go
like a long
outside and
time. It wasn't
investigate.
like a
wasn't a
an
one and
instant
done.
boom. Yeah.
So yeah, that was actually what I was gonna say when it came to me. So I remember I was with my late cousin John Rogers, and we were recording a song in my old bedroom that we used to jam in. It was 2008 was when it happened, right when we met actually, and we were.
I was at his brother's
That was
house.
weird.
Josh.
Oh, Josh, yeah. But we were tracking a song, and I remember sitting there.
Just leave it like that.
Yeah, and he was tracking drums, and I was sitting there with headphones on listening, and I literally saw my whole wall like come in like this. Like it looked like the whole thing was about to like cave in. And we're like, what the fuck was that? He had the headphones on playing drums, and he stopped, and he was like, what was that? I felt it. So we ran outside and looked behind my mom's house, and there were like these lights in the sky, and they said later on that it looked like flares. There was flares, but it was not flares.
Yeah.
Like, did you see the lights too?
There was another time that I saw similar lights.
Yeah.
And I was literally just at a gas station, and everybody at the gas station was like staring it up, and I was like, "The fuck is everybody doing?" And
Yeah.
looked up, and it's just like a line of lights.
Yeah, and they looked like lights, and they were going on and off, and they were kind of moving, and then they just went away. And then I remember we turned on the. There used to be a website. I can't remember what it's called. You can listen to like police scanners on, and basically we tuned it into the Kokomo police scanner, and you heard them. They were all frantic about it and freaking out and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know if you guys had heard any of that
They
stuff.
thought a plane crash.
Yeah.
They looked for a plane crash.
They were saying there was a
And-
debris field down by Tipton, and there was a whole bunch of stuff, and everything
and
was blocked off.
meteorite.
Yeah, they said it was a
All
meteorite,
different
and there was a
shit.
plane crash, and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden they were like, we needed to switch off our civilian channel and go silent. And then it went silent. It was just static.
I vaguely
It was
remember
creepy.
this, but
Yeah, it
You
was
know-
crazy.
I don't want to get away from what we're talking about, but the album actually has a song that's about aliens, and there is a good feel of all this. So it actually really
Yeah.
works really well in the theme of the
Yeah.
album.
this is why I asked this, just because, well, mainly because I want to like get a feel for like what you guys are gonna put in, or what you guys put into the album, because Kokomo's weird, and
Yeah.
it's all like it's all representative of where you came from. I assume, and like when
It was very inspiring as far as that, because we talked about that same thing as we were talking about the War of the Worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about the Kokomo boom.
And the
that's what
hum
they call it.
and
And the
all of
hum.
it, yeah.
We almost named the album that, something about the hum and stuff. But it was
And we have
crazy.
a hummingbird, so that's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is that night when all that happened, that's when we went back inside, and then John started pulling up alien stuff on YouTube,
No.
and he showed me the Anunnaki, and he showed me like all this crazy stuff, and that's why my mind has gone like that. It was literally that night when I learned about all that. And
Do you guys remember where you guys were when the gas tower fell?
I was asleep.
watching it.
You were
I was
watching
at
it?
your house.
Yeah.
I'll never forget.
Were you?
I'll
Yeah.
never forget when the gas tower fell, because I lost my virginity the night before. I was asleep. I was dead asleep, like with this girl I barely knew, and then all of a sudden I heard boom, and everything shook, and I got up, and because I was pretty close to it, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And like, "Oh, the gas tower fell down." I was like,
Because
"I
we're
guess
only all
that's
gonna go
the
see
symbol
it.
of my
I really
virginity,
think so.
baby." Gone.
My
Boom.
my mom woke up. Like I remember, she was like, her and my brother went, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, go down here. It's like 7 in the morning or something on a weekend." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm sleeping." So they went down and saw it. I just
Sunday.
woke up like it was just another normal day.
Yeah.
Or was it Sunday?
It was a Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Yeah,
I think we're-
Either Friday or Saturday. Or
kind of
something.
weird. We're coming up on like the 15th or something. It's something year anniversary.
It's more than 10, I know that.
Yeah. I looked it up for something weird one time. I think I was gonna make a weird meme, but like,
It's actually high school, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I was too.
It's been a while, so
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
I lost my virginity in high school, so.
well, maybe we're at 20 plus because we're all old, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not old.
Teenage old.
I know. 27 forever.
27.
23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know of any other weirdest Kokomo things. That's the thing I
here,
can
here
think of.
recently, the other morning, I seen Batman run across,
That dude's awesome.
and I was like, he's running
likes
past
this neighborhood.
McDonald's. I was like, where is he going, man?
I know. I was getting off work the other morning. I saw Batman. I was like, "Fuck, man, it's cold."
You were
That-
dedicated.
maybe that's why he's
Beat the
running.
minority.
He's gotta get back into it.
That's the Kokomo Batman.
But I feel a little safer knowing Batman's
He
on,
doesn't
you
get
know,
it.
on the job.
Yeah, we know his cardio's up there.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
for
good
sure.
news. Batman's out there killing it.
Didn't they interview him? I can't remember why he's doing it. There's a reason.
We interviewed him on my other podcast.
Yeah, how'd
Why-
that
why
go?
is he doing
Just saying. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Thanks for the wonderful insight.
She's supposed to be at the
Go
other podcast,
check
but
out.
she's here instead.
Go
Wait, you're on.
go check out the Waste of Kokomo the podcast if you want to know.
Wait, you're on another podcast.
No.
Cut that.
Exactly.
cut that.
That's what we're gonna cut that. No other podcast matters. Think of
All podcasts matter.
There we go.
oh, unless I'm on it. Yeah.
There you go. Unless I'm on it. Yeah. He's still his character even when he's not his character.
The best characters are yourself magnified.
Yes, true.
Yes.
true. That's why I always play women.
Love
Hey,
it.
girlfriend.
Yeah. Sharkeisha, you mean?
Sharkeisha, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you guys are gonna play live for us?
Yeah, we're gonna attempt it
try it.
live. If it works, then it works. If not, you're just gonna hear a song from the album. So
Super.
you'll know in a few minutes.
Let's just say we're
You'll
gonna
know
debut a
if you
song,
know.
one way or the other.
Yeah. Either way, you're gonna hear a new song from the album that you haven't heard before that you can't get until the 28th.
Svengali.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
So, what, Dale, you wanna wrap it up?
Yeah. This.
Acting like you're part of the podcast.
I know. What am I doing?
I know.
What am I doing?
Sir, I need you to calm down.
I'm the lead singer. You know, it's the same thing.
You need to stop.
He's our Kanye.
I lost my co-host, my normal co-host.
Now you have a
this
better
week.
one.
I have Courtney, but then I also
Is
have
she
the
better?
Elton John
Oh,
over here,
yes.
or whatever. But this has been a great podcast so far. There's still going to be more because we're going to add a live performance on the end of this, hopefully. Anything you guys want to plug? I know we got the American Dream Hi-Fi show on January 29th at 7 p.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. You'll see Graygarden. You'll see Jim Turnpal Magic. You'll see
Patron.
Patron, and you also see Jumping for Jupiter.
Jupiter in July.
Jupiter in July. Why do I always keep on saying that?
Jumping for Jupiter.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
I don't know
Roy
why.
Jetson said?
Huh?
Wasn't that a Roy Jetson?
Jumping
thing?
for Jupiter.
I don't know.
I think so.
Jumping Jupiter.
I think so. That's why it keeps clicking. I'm like jumping for Jupiter. No, it's Jupiter in July. You'll also see local rapper Unique, I believe.
Yeah.
A whole shit ton of stuff. But anything else you guys want to plug? Whether it's yourself or more Graygarden stuff.
Mostly Graygarden stuff. Check us out on Facebook.
We said it's cool, but Graygarden.
Yeah. This is all about
Nobody
Graygarden.
matters but you.
Yeah. Check us out on Facebook, Graygarden. You'll find us on there. Graygarden Music on YouTube. We've got you'll find
Spotify.
Apple, Spotify, Google Play, or everything.
Anywhere
You'll
you can find streaming music, you'll find. There's 4 songs released now, premixes. They're actually going to be. There's better versions on the album coming out. So
Yeah.
don't just sit on those.
with transitions.
Lots of cool stuff on the album coming out.
Yeah.
I spent many hours doing that album. Probably too much time. These guys would bitch at me like about every week, like, when's this album coming out?
Yeah.
And then Jeremy's like, hey, you think we can have this album out like this time? And I'm like,
It's almost like every time
You
you
pretty much had to set a
deadline
deadline for
with
him.
this many members.
Yeah.
Well, we got 5 people in this band. That's a big band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, like, there's not very. Well, most of the bands I know that play a lot are smaller bands. I mean, Dwarf's got 3 members.
Yeah.
I mean, your old band that you might be doing some more with. You guys have 5 members as well, right?
Yeah, Awaken the Dead.
Yeah, Awaken the Dead, and I know you used to be in Minus Blindfold and
Yeah, it was a lot
couple other
easier
bands.
with less members.
Less members, it's
Yeah,
easier.
trying to-
So.
Yeah, Ostrich
Coordinate
was super
everything.
easy. That was 3 people.
Ostrich, 3 people, yeah. So like we've all been in. That's the one thing about us is we're all veterans of the music scene in Kokomo. I mean, I don't know if that tells you how old we are, but we're all veterans of the music scene in Kokomo. He might be the newest one here. Jeremy's our young buck. But as far as all of it goes, we all. You're older than me?
musically though.
Oh, musically.
Musically, I'm fine.
Listen, musically.
You've been
I'm
playing,
musically,
you've
I'm
been playing
fine.
music for a while, but like you haven't been in a full time band in a
No.
while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's been years.
I'd say I've been in like maybe like 2 bands technically, but 1 band that really did anything.
I've been in like 1,700. So
and like almost every single band I'm in, Maddie ends up being in the band too.
So after this gets released, Matt will have a new band.
Yeah,
probably.
Maddie will just keep dropping bands. Actually, you might be playing with Lucifer. Shout out to them.
yeah, I'll be filling in on guitars. Jacob's moving to New York. So.
And we're talking about booking the show in March as well. So we're gonna play this show. Obviously, come out American Dream HiFi in Kokomo. First time we're ever playing in Kokomo, so we had to release the album. We had to.
Plus, Jupiter in July is amazing. You don't want to miss them. They're freaking fantastic.
Yeah. It's the whole thing. It's like we've got some really great people playing with us.
I'm
Patron
coming
is
for the
actually
magic.
really good. You're coming for the magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of
There's
excited
gonna be
about the
wrestlers
Magic too,
there,
man. I'm not
I'm
gonna lie.
coming because my alter ego told me I
I
have
want to see the Magic.
Oh yeah, I want to see magic.
Yeah, I want to see
as well,
Magic.
too.
Who doesn't like
I don't know
Magic?
that I've ever seen a magician. Well, I've seen. There was another magician in Kokomo I've seen, but
As long as he doesn't try to make this band disappear, because I'll be fucking pissed.
If you don't make it to the show to get the album, where can you buy it?
You can get it online. We're gonna have it available.
go on our Facebook. There'll be a links page that has all the streaming, and then there's also going to be a retail page if you want the physical album. CD or vinyl, there will be a spot on there you can order it, and it will manufacture and ship.
Or you can get a
direct
hold of
to
one
you.
of us. We also,
Or-
as you see, we have plenty.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of them, so get a hold of us too.
Yeah.
Somehow.
T-shirt coming soon?
T-shirts, we're gonna have it all coming soon.
We'll be working on T-shirts. We're gonna get like stage banners and stuff like that, and then we're gonna start booking a shitload of shows this summer.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so to promote this album,
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Love
baby.
it.
as long as everybody can make it. 'Cause I know we're all old and we got jobs, so
Job.
if we can book shows, we will be there.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 week, what are we? 6 days. 6 days from when we release the podcast. So
Yes.
excited. Can't wait till the other co-host comes back. He's the best.
Things might be a little less weird then. All right, but this has been the Kokomo Press.
This is Courtney. What am I supposed to say?
Smoky Courtney.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I talked a lot.
She's sultry. Sultry.
Yeah.
You have to say sultry.
Sultry Courtney. It's ASMR podcast now.
Make sure you crank that part. Whoever edits it.
He's not here right now.
All right, this has been the Kokomo Press podcast, and don't forget Graygarden album, Graygarden with an A, not an E. Also remember, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife if you don't own a home.
Bye guys.
Bye.
All right, you guys ready? We're Graygarden. This is Svengali off our album For Your Consideration.
Hey, thanks for checking out Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Granger. Jordan and I are very happy that you guys tuned in. All of our links are available. We've got YouTube, that's right here. We've got our Twitters, I'm going to put those right over here. And then we've even got like Patreon, we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got all the places. So please check us out. And merch, we have merch. Check out our merch. Oh my God, we have merch. So if you love the Kokomo Press, you enjoy the Kokomo Press podcast, or you just want to, help out and do something with us, check out the Kokomo Press on merch on ProWrestlingTees.com. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on all the places that we have available. Thank you for listening to the show. We love you.